Hey, I'm Shauna. Welcome to Good News Only, more Good News Only, the show where we celebrate and run down the stories that uplift and inspire and bring us all together every weekday morning at 10:30 a.m. and then again at 1 p.m. We are recapping the Good News Only, the feel-good headlines, the community, the local wins that bring a little more light to your day. And I want to hear from you too. So if something good is happening in your world, a personal victory, a community success, a birthday, or just something that made you smile, send me an email, news25 at week.com, and be sure to put Hey Shauna, that's SHAUNA, in the subject line so I know it's for me. Would love to share your good news right here on the show. And don't forget, you can also send me these messages on Facebook. Just follow us at 25 News, Good News Only. I would love to connect with you there. So listen, before we start today, I just wanted to tell you something. I just found out, or else I would have told everyone at 10:30 that on today is Monday. How easily I forgot. But today is Monday, so Wednesday. I will be here at 10:30, and we will do our normal 10:30 show. But at 1 o'clock, we won't be here. We won't meet on Wednesday at 1 o'clock because the new system is being installed, and I am going to get training on it. So, you know how sometimes our videos freeze and don't play, and our system just kind of does something less than interesting. Well, now they're going to fix that with an update to our system, and so that update requires sorry, the update requires training. I've looked at it before, the new update, the new system, and it seems like it's easier, like it's user friendly after I have spent goodness knows how long months putting this one in my muscle memory. But it doesn't seem like it's going to be too bad to commit the new system to muscle memory. But it is going to require me to not meet with you at 1 on Wednesday. So I will remind you every day up until Wednesday that we won't meet at 1, but we will be right back at 10:30 a.m. On Thursday for our regularly scheduled programming. We will be here 10:30 a.m. on Wednesday, just not our second show. So be sure to keep that in mind. I will miss you as I know you will miss me, but this is for the better because we're going to get a whole new system here going. We'll still have this equipment. But the software is going to be updated and different. And so we won't have prayerfully, we won't have as much glitching in the system with the videos where they freeze and won't play. And then you are subjected to my lovely face the whole show long while I tell you the stories. So I'm excited for that, and I'll let you know how it goes as it's going. Anyway, we'll have more good news only after the break. Welcome to more good news only. So, listen, Market 309 is tackling the food desert in Peoria. They're trying, they're doing their best. So, this is due to a growing food desert in central Illinois as a whole, which is leaving thousands without access to fresh groceries. But one local effort is stepping in to help. So in Peoria, the nonprofit Peoria Grown is parenting with, or partnering, I'm sorry, partnering with Kroger to expand access to fresh produce. Using donations, the group purchases nearly $10,000 worth of fruits and vegetables and then resells them at reduced prices through Market 309. The need grew after the closure of the Sterling Avenue Kroger, part of a nationwide plan that shut down dozens of stores. Leaders say the impact is especially tough on residents who depend on public transportation and now have fewer nearby grocery options. So, Market 309 has served the community for 7 years and is now operating out of Treewind Park Pavilion. So, the market is open weekly on Sundays, providing a constant, affordable source of fresh food for local families. So keep that in mind, all of you who are interested. Market 309 is open weekly on Sundays, so that's every Sunday, and it is operating out of Treewind Park Pavilion in Peoria. And so, from improving access to healthy food to helping kids understand where it comes from, thought that this was pretty cool. I remember I took my daughter to this museum when she was a little bitty thing. So the Children's Museum Agriculture exhibit in Normal is open. It's a new hands-on exhibit that is teaching kids how food goes from the farm to their plates. The Children's Discovery Museum in Normal has unveiled its new From Farm to a Healthy Me exhibit. The interactive space takes up most of the second floor and focuses on agriculture, nutrition, and how food impacts the body. Kids can explore a mock grocery store, which I know little kids from experience, little kids absolutely love the little mock grocery stores. But they can do this with these grocery stores have little digital screens and they operate a combined simulator and they learn how drones are used in modern farming as well. So they get to understand the role that technology plays in sourcing our food. Museum staff say excitement has been high with several days of increased attendance since the exhibit opened. The project was supported by mayor funding or fundraising efforts. Or I'm sorry, by major fundraising efforts, including a $1 million donation from the McLean County Farm Bureau. The exhibit replaces the long running Ag Amazing display, which originally opened back in 2006. This is so cool. Again, I'm always, if you're not new here, you know I love a good museum. Know I love a good museum, and I love it even more when it's a children's museum and when we take our children to these museums. It is so important. Look at this little boy, get hands on. It's so important for them to be able to touch the things, manipulate the things, to really learn. Kids have all kinds of learning styles, but the smaller the kids are, I think I know that they learn best by touching things because some kids can't, they're too young to read yet, right? So they learn by seeing and doing and touching. And so I love that and modeling, like, right? We all know that kids learn by imitating. And so this is just so cool. I'm glad they get to learn this. They can really understand health and nutrition from the inside out. This is really cool. So I hope you guys take your kids to this. It's something to do this summer, something to do. Spring break is over, but it's still something to do this spring with your babies on a rainy day, especially. This would be a great idea. I'm sure they'd love it. So, look, speaking of learning and kids, who do you guys remember Nancy Drew, those books? Well, it's a little literary mystery that's been solved decades later. Like, I think we all figured this out back, well, not we all, because some of us were not here in 93, but the real author is a woman who is the woman who is behind the famous name, the iconic teen detective. Nancy Drew was long credited to Carolyn King as the author. The true author was Mildred Wirt Benson of Ladora, Iowa. Benson wrote 23 of the first 30 books. 23, can you imagine that? And she wrote other books, so she didn't just stop at writing 23 books. I think that is so awesome. I could only dream of having the time and the space to just be able to write to my heart is content. So she wrote 23 of the 30 books, and she helped shape Nancy as a bold, independent character. They say that at first, editors didn't and publishers didn't know how well Nancy would be received at that time because they, quote, called her Flip. But when the first book came out, it flew off shelves, and people were really attached to the character. The University of Iowa preserves Miss Mildred's legacy through archives and exhibits. She did a lot in her life. She got her pilot's license in her 50s. That's awesome. She rode motorcycles, and look at this. She lived on the water. They say she loved it. But they say she lived an adventurous life. Her life was very similar to Nancy's in character, in that she was a very bold and adventurous woman. So curator Anna Holland, who you saw there on the screen here, Miss Anna, says Benson's adventurous real life did mirror the actual character she created. How awesome is that? So, from preserving the past to honoring connections that last a lifetime. I thought this was so sweet. So, there's a teacher, and she is keeping her promise and creating lifelong memories. Her name is Natalie Shetler, sorry, and she now is working at Watcher Middle School in Bismarck, North Dakota. And she began writing letters to her students 20 years ago. Isn't that crazy? She promised her first class that she would reconnect with them when they graduated, and she kept that promise. I mean, it's just so easy to watch time pass and forget kind of what happens in all the things that can happen and all the people that pass through a lifetime, like 20 years old, 20 years time, the amount of school years, the amount of kids, and then their ages, and then what they're doing now. And sometimes we have a tendency to think of, kids as just babies. So, just if we're away from them for a while, we kind of forget, they kind of stop growing right at the point that we left them. Or at the point that we remember them the most fond, right? But then it's crazy to think of all of the growing in the life and all of the many generations of students that she has seen come up and taught in the last 20 years. And so she's been writing these letters for 20 years of not just her life but theirs. And so she promised her first class she would reconnect with them when they graduated. As we said, each letter included photos and memories from their fifth grade year. That's so awesome that she does that. She takes them all the way back to fifth grade, keeping that promise. And well, they all stated, those that were in this interview stated that it was just so nice to be thought about and to take those trips back down memory lane and to connect with her former students like Opal Sorensen and Talon Raider. Say that receiving these letters is meaningful and it is nostalgic. This is so awesome. Shetler says that the tradition reminds her why she became a teacher. I had a teacher. Well, I had a couple teachers through middle school. And a lot of kids struggle during middle school, which was news to me because middle school, now elementary school, I absolutely hated it. It was so traumatic. One day I'll tell you about it. But that trauma shaped my entire life, almost my entire life. But As my high school was boring, I was ready to go. But middle school was the best time. They were the best years of my school career, but they were the best years of my life up until that point. I loved everything about it, and all of my favorite teachers came from that time, with the exception of one. So teachers do matter. They are so important, so meaningful, so valuable. So all you teachers out there, all you educators, however you educate, whatever grade you teach, thank you. We'll have more good news only after the break. Welcome back to more good news only. So, look, this next story comes out of Rockford, Illinois. And I thought this was something you might find interesting. So, this lady is called the Bicycle Surgeon. I thought that was so cool. She's a Rockford woman and she is repairing more than bikes. She's uplifting her community in Rockford. Skyla she's learned bike repair while volunteering at Carpenter's Corner. So, with help from a mentor, whom she says that she literally one day got up the courage to just walk up to them and say, "Hey, can you teach me how to do this?" And they said yes, and they did it. Be amazed how much you can learn, or what you can just, how easy it is just to walk up to somebody and say, "Can you help me?" And they will. So this is really cool. So she's getting help from a mentor and her wife, who is a former Army mechanic. And so after doing that, she quickly developed these skills. She's known as the bicycle surgeon, as we said before, and she now fixes bikes for free for neighbors of all ages. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine being a little kid and your chain pops and you know exactly who to go to, or your tire is flat, or your chain pops and it just won't go back on, like it breaks, and you just need help, and somebody can do that. Somebody can put your training wheels on, they can take your training wheels off, your spokes break, they can fix that. It's so cool, to be able to go up the street to Miss Skyla and have it fixed. That's awesome. So she does this for all ages, and her work has gained attention on social media and local platforms like Nextdoor. Skyla hopes to positively impact 1,000 lives and inspire others to give back. What I thought was so interesting about Skyla is that she says before she just sat on the couch and played video games all day looking for a job while looking for a job. And then when she happened upon this mentor and she asked if they, hey, just show me how to do what you do, she found a newfound passion, like a passion that she never ever thought would be a passion, right? She discovered something that would move her. And so she's doing that now. And she says that her goal in life is to impact at least 1,000 people. That's definitely a hallmark of a person who has a really, really good heart. A quality human being is what I like to call people like Skyla. Well, we'll have more good news after the break. Welcome back to more Good News Only. So, listen, there is a girls' flag football team with an interesting twist. I thought you might think this was so cute. I did. And so, there is a pop star who is inspiring a new generation of athletes in Casa Mesa. A girls' flag football team called KC Swifties combines sports with fandom of Taylor Swift. So players wear jerseys named after her songs and they celebrate with music and dance. The team emphasizes fun, teamwork, and confidence over winning. Travis Kelsey even gave the team a shout out on his podcast. The girls were so excited about it. And they hope one day they will garner enough attention for Taylor to make some time in her schedule to come and see one of their games one day. So they all are very excited. They are 2-1 this season, and so they are going to the championships. I think they went. I think they did say they went last year, so they're going again this year. So good luck to them on that. But they are all so excited. One little girl was so cute. She said that this was her life's dream. As little as she is, and as little life as she has lived thus far, her dreams are coming true. And that's what matters for our kids. I've always felt it was important for our kids to feel like they were living good lives, like they were having a great time. And we want them to be enthusiastic about living. They should be happy. They're kids, and these kids are doing just that. Every game when they come out, I don't know if you saw in the beginning. I think this one who says she's living her dream. This one, she says this is her life's dream. She's so excited. But I don't know if you saw. I don't know what you guys call it. I don't do sports, but whatever that thing is, when they first come out and they break the paper, well, they always have a Taylor Swift lyric written on theirs. Look at them, so cute. So cute, little girls. Congratulations and good luck, ladies, at the championship. Yeah, see this thing here? They always break that, and it's always got one of Taylor Swift's lyrics on it. It's so cute. So cute, little girls. Good luck, girls. Well, that's a wrap for me today. Now I want to hear from you. Please go to news25@week.com and let me know what you thought about today's show. In the meantime, be sure to check out all of the evening newscasts and meet me back here tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. for more Good News Only. I'm LaShawna Guy for 25 News. Have a wonderful day.